What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 2. It was great to have football back this past weekend. I appreciate the support I've received from the start of this. I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've seen so far and you continue to tune in. You're probably asking yourself, he's not going to take a look at that horrible Jets game from week 1, right? To answer that, I am, but I'm going to focus here on Sam Darnold. What he did in this game and what he needs to improve on in order for the Jets to be more competitive in their week 2 matchup against the 49ers. Sam is going to need to make quicker and smarter decisions. Stay away from forcing the ball and making dangerous throws, and to be more accurate, hit his receivers in stride. Overall, Sam and the Jets need to be better on early downs. That's going to be my key for this week's game. Sometimes it feels inevitable that they're going to be unsuccessful on those early downs, whether it's play calling or missed throws. But either way, it puts them in terrible down and distance, which obviously makes conversions a lot more difficult. I'm going to show you guys plays from Sam here that either have to improve or cannot happen at all. I will end with a couple plays that shows you exactly what we need to see from Sam. So the Jets overall have to improve as a whole, but let's take a look at QB1. Let's cut to the film.
3rd and 10 from the Jets' own 25. The Bills are up 7-0. There's about 5 minutes or so left in the first quarter. The Jets' offense has been abysmal to this point. You hope they could try to start to get something going. This play might seem insignificant, but I'm a big believer in doing the little things right. And this play is very similar to a play that I broke down in my first episode where on 3rd down, Sam took a sack instead of dumping the ball off to Le'Veon Bell. It resulted in a 4th and 19 and the Jets punting from pretty deep in their own zone. And something very similar is going to happen here, except it's going to end up being an incomplete pass. So the Jets come out in a tray open look. You notice Crowder motioned in, but we have 2 wide receivers to the field, a tight end, and a wide receiver to the boundary. And what the Bills are going to come out in is with a 1 high safety look, which usually indicates cover 1 or cover 3, but they're going to disguise their defense here because this safety is going to rotate back and play a deep quarter. So he's going to play a deep quarter. This safety is going to play a deep quarter. Tre'Davious White's going to drop back for a deep quarter. This boundary corner is just going to play man-to-man on this boundary receiver. He goes vertical. He's the only vertical threat. He's just going to stay with him. And then we have 3 underneath defenders. And what the Jets are going to do here is they're just going to run a comeback on the boundary. Crowder's going to run a deep in, and Perriman is going to run a deep curl to the sticks. And now Sam's got a clean pocket, and we notice that Le'Veon Bell, once again, goes right into the flat. And at this point in time, you want Sam to realize that nothing on this side of the field is going to be open. When Crowder runs his deep in, Tremaine Edmonds is going to take him man-to-man on a pattern match. And then for this curl, we're going to have an underneath defender and then Tre'Davious White over the top of it. And so what you hope Sam does here is that he recognizes this with a clean pocket, dumps it off to Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell can maybe gain some positive yards. He may not get a first down, but that's okay. Not every play in football needs to be a big play. You want to stay away from these dangerous throws like Sam is about to make. And so Sam decides he's going to leave the pocket. And listen, I understand that Sam likes to be on the move, but when he gets on the move and the options on that side of the field are not desirable, we want him to stay in the pocket and dump the ball off. Make the safe play. Instead, what Sam does here is he rolls out and he decides he's going to make a throw to Perriman on this curl, which is almost picked off by Tre'Davious White. Thankfully, it goes incomplete and it becomes 4th and 10. But the flip side of that is a potential interception where the Bills end up with the ball or the opposing team ends up with the ball in your own territory. And so that's what we want Sam to stay away from. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers who are potentially one-on-one with a will linebacker, someone who we know can make defenders miss. Maybe he gets a first down, maybe he only gains 6, but we stay away from throws like this. This is the first play of the game. It's one of many inaccurate throws by Sam early in this game that he needs to complete and get a rhythm going. I'm not going to focus too much on the X's and O's of this play here. The only thing I will say is this is Chris Herndon. He's going to run a corner route, and then Le'Veon Bell is going to come into the flat. This Will linebacker is going to end up running with Herndon, and Tre'Davious White's going to meet Le'Veon Bell in the flat, which creates a vacant zone here for Chris Herndon to find on the corner route. And Sam here is going to drop back. The line does a nice job on this play here. And Sam knows where he wants to go. He sees Tre'Davious White take Le'Veon Bell in the flat. So Sam gets out of the pocket here, which is fine. He does that a lot. He's comfortable throwing on the run. It doesn't work out here. But you could see that Chris Herndon is, by NFL standards, he's wide open here. And Sam has to put this ball on him. And Sam kind of short changes Herndon here, and he's not able to make the play. I can understand what Sam is trying to do. He's trying to throw Herndon a bit flat here so that this safety coming down does not interfere with him, but Sam just makes an inaccurate throw and a throw that he has to make. Sam kind of throws it on the run, falling away. He's not able to step into it, and he throws it short. But this is a play. This would have been a nice play to complete. On the first play of the game, you get out to close to the 30, and you have a little bit of rhythm going, but it's an inaccurate throw, and we're at 2nd and 10. So this is still the first drive of the game. Now it's 3rd and 7 after a Le'Veon Bell run. And the Jets have a chance to convert on 3rd down here. But again, Sam makes another inaccurate throw. The other 3rd down we looked at where we wanted Sam to make a better read, get the ball out to Le'Veon Bell in the flat. Here he makes the right read. He just makes an inaccurate throw. And this is kind of back to the point of the Jets need to find a rhythm. They need to get more consistent. They need to move the chains. And so after Herndon motions in here, we have the exact same formation as the other 3rd down. We have a Trey open look, 2 receivers and a tight end and a wide receiver at the top of the screen. And what the Bills are going to run here is they're going to have a too high safety look, but this is going to be another disguise because this safety here is going to drop down and play a robber role while this safety drops back to the deep middle of the field. And then we have man coverage across the board. So we have man coverage down here on Crowder and man coverage Tre'Davious White on Brashad Perriman. And just as a quick little tidbit here, Tre'Davious White is playing off man while this slot corner plays press man, which you want in your defensive backs because in the event any rub route or rub kind of route concept is they're on different levels now and they're not going to run into each other, and you're going to notice that works out pretty well for the Bills here as Crowder is going to get deep and running out, and Brashad Perriman is just going to run a 5-yard in, which Tre'Davious White is able to stay with and not get impeded by Jamison Crowder running his route. And so what we see here, cover 1 by the Bills. They're going to roll to that cover 1. And then Sam here is going to look for Crowder coming down towards the sticks. We have a clean pocket for Sam. Clean pocket. He knows what he wants. You can see here there's that separation that I was talking about earlier. And Sam lets it go as Crowder's coming out of his break. Great job up to this point. But it's just a poor throw. And he throws Crowder to the sideline too much, and Crowder's not able to get there. Huge missed opportunity by the Jets. Something that we hope to see Sam do better of this week. Clean pocket, open receiver, make the throw, move the chains, and get into a rhythm. So continuing on here with a string of missed throws by Sam. This one a huge missed opportunity still early in the game. Jets down 7-0. Ball at the 30, 2nd and 10. Chance here to make a big play. And what the Jets are going to do here is they're going to motion Crowder into the slot to create a doubles formation. 2 wide receivers to the field, a tight end and a wide receiver to the boundary. And the Jets are going to run a play action with Perriman on a deep cross, and these two wide receivers are going to run posts. This way it vacates the zone for Brashad Perriman to run the deep cross with the play action trying to hold Tremaine Edmonds down here towards the line of scrimmage so he doesn't get in front of this deep crosser. And kind of a tidbit here from a defensive back standpoint, with Brashad Perriman tight, this defensive back is going to play outside leverage on Brashad Perriman, which allows Brashad Perriman to run his inside deep cross really without any hesitation, and he's able to create that separation. I know we give Adam Gase a hard time, and rightfully so, but this play, great play design, and it works to perfection from an X's and O's standpoint. So as we're going to see here, Sam runs the play action. He gets back in his drop. The line is working perfectly. Brashad Perriman has that separation. Tremaine Edmonds is not going to get in front of this crossing route, and our post routes vacate the zone. And so Sam, despite a clean pocket, again, he gets on the run. He's comfortable with it. He could have just stepped up and waited for Brashad Perriman to get open for these routes to clear out, step into the throw, and make an accurate throw in stride to Brashad Perriman. But he's comfortable on the run. It is what it is. And again here, just like one of the earlier throws when he's on the run, he does not make an accurate throw. And Brashad Perriman is wide open, and Sam just completely misses him. So let's take a look from the back end here. Sam gets the play action. Brashad Perriman's running wide open. Sam comes out of the pocket. By NFL standard, by any standard, this is wide open. And if Sam can put this on him in stride, Brashad Perriman might still be running. So to this point, we saw Sam make a bad read on third down. We wanted him to make a quicker decision, dump the ball out to Le'Veon Bell. Instead, he decided he was going to roll out and force a bad throw. Thankfully, it went incomplete. And now we've seen a string of throws where Sam is inaccurate, missed opportunities for the Jets to get something going on offense. This time around, Sam makes another awful decision, awful throw from a really difficult platform. This time, he's not as fortunate, and it gets picked off. And now here, the Jets are in the tray open. You guys know what that is by now. And what the Bills are going to do here is they're just going to run cover 3. So this corner is going to drop down and is responsible for this deep third. The safety is responsible for the middle third. And this corner is responsible for this deep third. And then we have 4 underneath defenders. So this safety drops down and is a curl flat defender. These linebackers are the hook defenders. And then this slot corner is just going to drop down and be the other curl flat defender. And just kind of as before, as I was kind of giving Adam Gase just a little bit of credit for the play design that worked out pretty well, this one is 3rd and 6. And I dislike this call entirely because we have Ryan Griffin here running a vertical route, another vertical route on the outside. Herndon stays into block, and I get it. We're trying to give Big Mekhi Becton a little help here on 3rd down to give Sam more time. But really the lonely option, the sole option here is Jamison Crowder, who's just going to run a curl. And really what he's actually trying to do is just find the soft spot of the defense. So he's going to come over here and sit behind Tremaine Edmonds and he actually does get open here. But you can see from the still picture that Sam Darnold, he's decided he's going to get out of the pocket. He doesn't see anybody open, which is okay from the end zone view. You're going to be able to tell that Ed Oliver does cause a little bit of disruption, but what we really can't have from Sam here is for him to decide that he's going to roll out and try to make this throw to Crowder now. It is way too late. This linebacker has sat underneath it, and he's going to pick it off. So let's go from this back view here. You can see what I was talking about before. Ed Oliver does get in a little bit, causing Sam to kind of get out of that pocket. I mean, if we're nitpicking here, would you like to see Sam maybe flip his hips and make this throw to Crowder? Yes. But again, this linebacker is kind of creeping over here. But like I said, what we absolutely don't want to see is Sam make a throw from this platform over here to Crowder, who's now covered, and just lofted up for this linebacker to pick it off. Now that we've taken a look at Sam's struggles early on in this game and what we want to see him improve on, not only just this upcoming week, but throughout the year and the rest of his career, I want to take a look at what Sam did really well on this play and what we're hoping to see more of moving forward from Sam. And the Bills are just playing a cover one, so we got man underneath. I'm just going to focus here on Jamison Crowder. The Jets are in a trips formation. This corner here is playing man-to-man on Jamison Crowder, who's just going to run an over route. He's just going to get deep, just like we saw Brashad Perriman run earlier on where Sam missed him. Sam does not miss Brashad Perriman Jamison Crowder on this play. And let me show you the difference. So we have man across the board, and Jamison Crowder gets separation. Now Sam has a clean pocket, and Sam is staying inside the pocket. And he sees Crowder coming into his vision, and when he does not leave the pocket. He steps into this throw and fires a strike to Jamison Crowder. Now, in pure Jets fashion, Jamison Crowder drops this pass, and the Jets are not able to convert here to get a first down in Bills territory. But I want to show it to you from the end zone view here. So Sam does a great job. He gets into his drop, hits that last step. He steps up in the pocket, and he notices Crowder's running open here. He comes into his vision, and as soon as he does not leave the pocket and roll out and throw on the run. He steps into this throw, and he throws a strike to Jamison Crowder. Now you can notice the difference from those other throws to this one. The one to Herndon on the first play of the game was short. The one to Perriman on the other second down was high. Both of them on the run. What Sam does here, stays in the pocket, steps into this throw, and it is right on the money. Unfortunately, Jamison Crowder drops it. But let's hope to see more of this from Sam this upcoming week and moving forward. Staying in the pocket, stepping up, and delivering an accurate pass to an open receiver. So this clip is going to conclude this episode. We saw plays that we need Sam to make. We saw areas that we need Sam to improve on. Making quicker and better decisions. Staying away from dangerous throws. Being more accurate. Hitting his receivers in stride when they're open. I don't think I was too tough on Sam. I think the plays that we saw today were pretty glaring that he did not make. Throws that he did not make that need to be made at this level. But I think there's a faith in Sam for Jet fans because we see Sam make throws like this one. We see Sam drop back here, stay in the pocket, step into the throw just like he did on the last one, and hit Le'Veon Bell 35 yards down the field, drop it in the bucket after Le'Veon runs an out and up. So this is what Jet fans want to see more of from Sam Darnold on a more consistent basis. Make throws like this because we know that he does have the arm talent to make these kind of plays. We just need to see it on a more consistent basis. We hope that Sam Darnold improves this upcoming week because he is a special talent. He just needs to put it all together. Thanks for tuning in to this episode, and I hope to see you guys after week 2.